now. You mean just the idea when somebody got in touch from O'Brien Press and said Gerry Daly wants to send you a book. I said, Gerry, the guy who's a musician, and I knew the family and all that. I knew that you're into music. And then when you kind of told me, when I found out that it was your Uncle Sean and you had started this, what sort of time frame would that have been? Was that like 10 years ago, 20 years ago?
About
you were
6 or 7 years ago.
Okay, right.
Sean had been to Skellig's, and he told me about this idea he had for a story. He saw the rabbits and the puffins there all getting along well, and they share their burrows, and he liked that idea. And he thought maybe they'd help each other out if there was a problem, in times of need. So that was the gist of the story, and he wanted me to just work out some quick illustrations, and we'd have maybe 20 or so printed up for his grandsons and the rest of the family. That was it.
Nice.
We worked on that, and he was really enjoying it, and we could see it coming together. And unfortunately then Sean got sick. And after a while, actually, pretty soon, he passed away. So I was back in college, and I was really busy with that. But I really liked this idea, and I didn't want it to just be forgotten,
Right.
So I worked on it in my spare time, and
I know that you did a few illustrations as sort of presents for family and grandsons. Like as time went on, you sort of managed to get a few of them done, which sort of kept the idea of what Sean had wanted in the first place alive. Yeah.
Most of them had no idea about this story, so it was a surprise when I did some illustrations. Got about 20 printed up, and they had no clue, especially the grandsons. So that was really nice, for them to see that. And that was all Sean's original text, which was all like verbatim text, quite a bit of text. People suggested then, why don't you try sending it into a publisher and see what would happen,
And before we get to that happy ending, I'm amazed because I knew Sean, and we're in the Happy Pair, and I always associate Sean with with the garden centre that used to be just down here behind.
Just here?
Yeah, just down here where the little sort of dip at the back of the Happy Pair is. I had no idea that he had. I suppose, to be honest, he looks like a best-selling children's author when I think about it. But I had no idea. But I had no idea that he had any kind of. It's obviously a lovely sort of sweet thing to think, that was he inspired by the fact that he knew you could illustrate and he thought, well, this would be a nice combination, or I'm wondering where the inspiration came from.
I don't know. We have worked on something before. He was really interested in genealogy. He did a family history book, and I worked with him on the design for that. Right. And we had about 15 or so printed for the family, and so he liked working with me,
Right.
Yeah. But this is quite different.
And that idea too that this is, and you're about to reveal that your family had said, friends had said, you should take this to the publisher, and O'Brien's loved it, and here we are, like there's an actual book. Does it kind of catch you by surprise? Because I'm sure that original idea was it was like a family sort of, pass around amongst the kids and have a little bit of fun with it. I'm sure Sean will be stunned that it's on the 4th of February, an actual O'Brien's Press book is coming out with his name on it and your name on it, and
Sean would really be thrilled.
Yeah.
And I think he'd be quite happy with the end result. There are some alterations to his original story, like it's been retold by Eric and McGann.
Well, it's all set in space now. They have to think about the movie possibilities. It's all, there are superheroes. And
Skellig's is where it's at now, Paul. It's on Skellig.
Well, it's already, you see, they know the link is already there, so fans will go. Now, we should say, I know that Sean is basically got his own little sort of tribute in the book. Do you remember what page? There's a boatman, roughly. Yeah. So we might, because I will have a picture up of Sean, and there will be many people in Greystones who remember him, but this idea that he's actually featuring in his own creation would be a kind of a sweet thing.
As a tribute to Sean, there's only one human in the book.
Now, he does look a bit like a puffin at times too. That could have been possible.
So there's a scene where the whales pop in to help, and Sean is there in the boat.
Deadly.
And there we go. The next page too.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic. So I'm guessing, as much as it was a thrill for your relatives to find out that Sean had even begun to think of a book, I don't know how they took it that you actually here it comes. It's actually going to be out, and it's going to be on a shelf. It's going to be in shops. I'm sure the family are chuffed because it's a real kind of nod to somebody's memory that it's there forever, and it's. Yeah,
they're very excited and really pleased that it's done now, and it took a while, but it was definitely worth all of the effort. I mean, they were so encouraging all the way, always, just really excited with any new development, you know.
And we should give a shout out to Erica McGann, who got involved with the book as well, who sort of, you know, took the writing and sort of shaped it into, you know, what was needed for what they felt would work as a
She had a
book.
really nice structure to the page with where are you puffling repeated, you know, times, and that really helped me as well with breaking the visuals down into sections, you know.
And when it came to starting from scratch for you to sort of, you had like images drawn, and I'm guessing as an artist you have ideas in your head of what these characters look like and what the world looks like. I mean, did you deliberately try to rip it up and start again? Was there a sense of just evolving what had already existed in your head and
from the first version?
Yeah, just starting again.
It pretty much started again once we had the retold story, and I was happy to do that. And I visited the Skelligs and took a lot of photos. You know, the puffins really love to pose for the camera, and they look great. I didn't see an actual puffling, because they would be probably coming later in the year. So I.
Well, you could do the Dougal thing of just walking further back from an actual, and it looks like a puffling. The further away you get, the smaller they get.
Yeah, I looked at. I mean, I got some images, and I just did a lot of character studies. And once I got an idea of their posture and so on, and you know, that was.
Now, would you be tempted? O'Brien loved it, and they've asked if Sean had other stories. Would you be tempted to continue on this story? Do you feel that that's something, because once you've set up a certain circumstance and certainly characters that you like, I'm sure there's a joy in just saying, let's go on another adventure.
If that was possible, if it happened, I would be all for it, absolutely.
Can we have guns and fast cars and? Well, it's February 4th. We'll just show it again now. We'll put the link into where to get it. We'll also put a link into your own art. When it comes to your own art, now, I don't know whether you sort of work in the commercial field, whether you've got, you know, a strong sense of you'd like to just do books, or I don't know what the plan is.
Yeah, I would love to do more picture book illustration. I have worked as a graphic designer for quite a long time, and then also web development. At the moment, I'm focusing as much as I can on illustration. So I do have my own side up with other pieces that are not related to this book, but you know, there are other ideas.
Now I got to say, during your Kenmare days, you struck me as a genuine rock star that in the making. Was that something that you I don't know if you still dabble in music, whether it's something that you're just happy that you had that fun? And
I absolutely love music. I mean, I listen to it constantly. I'm always exploring new stuff, but I'm not actually making music myself. The other guys from that band, they are. My cousin Ken is still playing the drums. Paddy is doing a lot of music. So
now I'm very old. I can't remember the name of the band from those years. It was a good name too. I remember just being so aware of you there was a good year, 2 or 3, that you were very active and you were putting stuff out on the internet a lot, which was, you know, so the beginning of that idea that you could put yourself out there. What was the name of the band? Can you remember?
Oh God.
Gerry, you're much younger than me, man. I don't think you've had as much abuse to your brain as I've had.
I think we were just called Slime at one point.
Oh, there you go. I'll look through my I'll see if I can Google if I can find something. But well done on the book, and as I said, we'll link. And here's hoping that in a year or two we'll be talking to you about the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.